Hello everyone, I am Anirudh Rajagopal from ENH iSecure. In this session, we will be having a demonstration of SailPoint machine identity security. Let's get started. First, make sure that you are logged into your SailPoint tenant as an admin user. After that, navigate to the admin tab. Click on Connections and click on the Sources subtab. Select the source under which the machine accounts are configured. In the left-hand side of the page, scroll down to the machine account section and click on Classification subsection. Make sure that the Enable Classification toggle is set to on. Here we can see there are two ways of classifying accounts as machine accounts. Either we can classify all accounts on this particular source as machine accounts, or we can customize the classification as per a specified account attribute. In this example, we will be using the Customize Classification option since we also have human users alongside machine account users in our application. Before proceeding to configure the classification criteria, let me show you the accounts which we are going to configure as machine accounts in the AD application. Here is my Active Directory application, and we can observe that there are two users, namely invoice underscore processing bot 1 as well as payroll underscore processing bot 1. These two accounts have the word bot configured in the SAM account name attribute. So we will be using this criteria to classify these accounts as machine accounts. Furthermore, in a separate OU called service accounts, there are two more users called service account 1 and service account 2. We will also classify these two users as machine accounts based on the account attribute distinguished name. Let us now configure the classification criteria. Moving back to the source configuration page. Here we will be setting the account attribute as SAM account name. The operator will be contains and the value will be bot. Additionally, we are going to configure one more criteria by selecting the account attribute as distinguished name. The operator will be contains and the value will be OU equal to service accounts. Note that these two criteria are separated by an OR condition, which means that any account that satisfies one or more criteria will be classified as machine accounts. Click Save and click on Process Classification to apply the changes. We can see a success message saying that account classification has been successfully finished. In order to verify the same, we can navigate to the machine accounts page. To do so, close the source configuration page. Navigate to Identity Management and select the Account subtab. In the left-hand side of the page, select Machine Accounts. As we can see, the four accounts have been classified as machine accounts. Next, let us take a look at machine account mappings. Moving back to the source configuration page, we need to select the mapping subsection under the machine account section. In the mappings page, we can see that there is an option to configure machine account owner. And there are two ways of doing this. One is by using the account to identity option, and the second is by using account to account option. In this example, we will be using the account to account option. In the account attribute field, we need to set the account attribute for the machine account that contains the details of a matching human account attribute. Before I configure the account attribute, let me show you the attribute which contains the human account details inside the Active Directory application. Here we can observe that for invoice processing bot 1 account, if we navigate to the properties section and click on the organization, the manager name has been set as the account owner. We will be using this manager attribute to configure the account owner. Please note that out of the 4 machine accounts, 3 accounts have been configured to use this manager attribute, and 1 account, namely service account 2, does not contain the details of any human account inside the manager attribute. For this particular account, we will be updating the account owner manually. We can also verify the machine account attribute value inside our tenant by navigating to the machine accounts page and selecting one of the machine accounts. Since we have configured the manager attribute to contain the details of a matching human account, we need to search the manager attribute. As we can see, this attribute contains the distinguished name of the corresponding human account. Let us now verify which matching account attribute for the human account we need to configure. To do so, navigate back to the source configuration page. In the left hand side of the page, scroll down till we can find the account section under the account management section. Select the human account configured in the machine account attribute. Note that here, the native identity attribute contains the distinguished name of the human account. We will be using this attribute as the matching account attribute. Moving back to the mapping section. The account attribute will be set as manager, and the matching account attribute will be set as native identity. Click Save. And in order to apply these changes, move back into the classification section and click on Process Classification. To confirm whether the changes have been applied, let us once again move to the machine accounts page. As we can see here, the account owner has been successfully added for 3 of the accounts. Let us now take a look at how we can manually update the account owner. As we can see, for the machine account named service account 2, the account owner has not been configured. To manually update the account owner, click on the Actions button next to the account and click on Update Account. In the first field, select the owner. Click on Apply. And now the machine account has been updated successfully with the account owner. Let us now take a look at how we can configure machine identity mapping. Under the Identity Management tab, select the Machine Identities subtab. As we can see, machine identities have been created for each of the 4 machine accounts which we have classified earlier. We will now be correlating all these machine accounts to a single machine identity. In order to do that, first let us create the new identity. Click on the Create New. Give the appropriate name of the application or service. Click on Save. And as we can see, the machine identity has been created. Let us now configure the machine identity mapping. Moving back to the source configuration page. Here we can see a section called Machine Identity. Under the Account Attribute field, we need to set the account attribute of a machine account that contains the details of the application or service. Before configuring these details, let me show you inside my Active Directory application which attribute I have used to store the details of the application. As we can see here, for the service account 1 user, you have set the description attribute as the value Active Directory, which is also the name of the machine identity which we have created just now. We will be using this attribute to correlate these machine accounts to the machine identity. Moving back to the source configuration page, select the account attribute as description. Optionally, we can configure transform if you want to normalize the value for the account attribute, such as to lower or to upper. Click Save and move back into the classification subtab and click on Process Classification button to apply the changes. In order to verify whether the correlation has been completed, we need to verify this in the Machine Identities page. As we can see here, only one identity, which is Active Directory, is appearing in the list. To verify that this identity is correlated with all the machine accounts, let us navigate to the Machine Accounts page. As we can see here, under the column Machine Identity, the value Active Directory is showing for all the 4 machine accounts. Having completed the classification and mapping of these machine accounts, let us now see how to perform certification of these accounts. In order to perform the certification, make sure that we are logged in as an admin or a cert admin user in the tenant. After that, click on Search tab. In the left-hand panel, select the certification campaigns icon. Click on New Campaign. Scroll down till we can see the option for machine accounts and select the same. Select the source under which the machine accounts are configured. And here we can see the list of all the machine accounts present on that source. Click on Certify these accounts. Give the appropriate campaign metadata. Note that the reviewer is always set as the account owner. Once we have filled out the campaign metadata, select Review Campaign and click on Save Campaign. In order to generate the preview of the campaign, under the Saved or Scheduled tab, find the campaign which we have just created and click on Generate Preview. In order to view the same, click on the View button. We can see that one reviewer, which is also the account owner for all the machine accounts, has been set. From here, we can start the campaign and perform the access review as required. That's all for this session. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment box below. Please follow our socials to stay up to date with the latest technology content. Thank you.